Part 1. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 1. Lovers Street in Jinghai City was on the weekend. As a popular local attraction, it was crowded with people early on. Among the many pedestrians, a group of handsome men and beautiful women seemed a little out of place. Hello dear viewers, what you are watching now is the celebrity reality show Come On Workers created by Douyin Short Video. In this program, we will arrange for 7 artists to work as ordinary people in the city to earn money and experience the hardships of being a worker. The initial capital is 100 yuan, and the cycle is 3 months. The guests we have invited this time include Sister Shenxian, Boss Yang, Xiao Yuiyu, Hua Cheniu, Reba, Kunkan, and Yang Lin. Looking at the female host who was giving the commentary and the popular idols beside her, Yang Lin, who was standing at the edge, looked so inconspicuous. There was no way, even though he was in the entertainment industry, but he debuted as an individual, and without the support of a brokerage company, he couldn't compare with those next to him in terms of status or influence. The program team probably asked him to come here to set off the people next to him and prevent them from finishing at the bottom. But he didn't care about that. While Yang Lin was waiting for the end of the female host's speech with a bored expression, millions of viewers from all over the internet gathered in an exclusive live broadcast room of Kiwi Video. Some of them come here for their idols, while others are simply curious about how celebrities work. It's true, this show is actually on. When I saw the promotion, I thought it was just a gimmick. Recent variety shows are really getting more and more outrageous. They once ask celebrities to farm, and then ask celebrities to drive rentals. This time, they actually ask celebrities to work. I guess it's just that it's impossible to really let these celebrities work. That is, reality shows nowadays are all scripted, and the plots and characters are all arranged in advance by the program team. One thing I have to say is that the lineup this time is really strong. Except for the last one, everyone else can be considered top-notch. This time, I'm going to be my pigeon. He has so many talents, and he can be successful with just about anything. In the end, he will definitely make the most money. Yes, Pigeon is good at singing and dancing. It would be great to do a street live broadcast. Forget it, when it comes to singing, it has to be my Hua. He is the top performer in the Chinese music scene. He can make a lot of money just by singing any song. That's not necessarily true. I think the fairy sister will definitely make more money than your pigeons just by standing there and asking people to take photos. The fairy sister takes advantage of all ages. In terms of appearance, Reba is not inferior to the fairy sister. I will lick Reba this time. In terms of appearance, they may be better than the other two, but in terms of earning power, I am more optimistic about Boss Yang. Most of them are familiar faces, except the one in the far right corner who doesn't seem familiar. It's harmful. God knows who he is. There are too many celebrities nowadays, and they are just like those produced on an assembly line. I seem to have some impression that I have played several online dramas before, but they were all supporting roles. It should be a related household. Just as the millions of viewers in the live broadcast room were discussing the guest lineup this time, the live broadcast footage was also given to the on-site director. At this moment, he was holding 10 brand new 100 yuan bills in his hand, and distributed the 100 yuan to the 10 guests present. Dear guests, in the next 3 months, except for accommodation provided by the program team, all other expenses need to be paid by working part-time. At the same time, in order to prevent you from cheating, you are strictly prohibited from earning any income from your own celebrity status, nor are you allowed to receive any gifts from fans. They must be earned through legitimate labor. If possible, you'd better not let passers-by know your identity. As soon as the on-site director said these words, several artists present were instantly in an uproar. If we can't make money as celebrities, then we won't really have to do odd jobs. The pretty face of the fairy sister Lu Tianxian was full of surprise. That's not necessarily true. We can also choose to start a small cost business, such as renting a stove and selling starch sausage. Xiao Yuiyu, who once worked in a restaurant, said with an indifferent expression. My makeup skills are pretty good. I can do makeup for passers-by on the street. After I make money, I can open a beauty shop. Beauty guru Reba also said with a hint of excitement. After speaking, she glanced at Boss Yang next to her. Don't look at me. Although I have many ideas, the startup capital of 100 yuan is too small. I can only start with some small businesses. By the way, Hua, have you decided what to do? After hearing Boss Yang's inquiry, Hua Chenyu thought for a moment, and then showed a face full of confidence. I'm going to see if I can buy a cheap guitar for 100 yuan. Once I have the guitar and find a pedestrian passage, I should be able to earn several thousand yuan in a day. By the way, Kunkin, do you want to join me? I'll play the guitar and you'll dance hip-hop. We'll earn 50% of the money. While several people were happily talking about their money-making plans, no one noticed that one of them was missing. By the time they discovered that Yang Lin was gone, Yang Lin had already walked out of a nearby shop with a bag of things. In addition to the package in his hand, he also had a bottle of mineral water and 2 sausages in his other hand. Director, I'm ready. Can our recording start early? Yang Lin asked the on-site director while nibbling on the grilled sausage in his hand. Hearing Yang Lin's words, a group of celebrities, including Lu Tianxian and others, noticed Yang Lin next to them. Reba, who has a cheerful and lively personality, immediately stepped forward and asked after seeing the bag and sausage in his hand. That Yang Lin, didn't the director say you are not allowed to carry money with you? Where did your money come from? I didn't bring any money. I just spent the 100 the director gave me, Yang Lin replied without thinking. After saying that, he handed another intact sausage in front of Reba. Would you like to eat? It's just 3 yuan more, so I bought one more. Subconsciously reaching out and taking the sausage handed over by Yang Lin, Reba suddenly reacted. The next second her eyes widened. You mean you've spent all the 100 the director gave you? Yes, what you give me is mine, isn't it? Yang Lin said very calmly. Then you don't want to spend the $100 first and then give up and spend the $100 for nothing, right? That's not true. I'm not that kind of person. Besides, I spent the 100 yuan wisely. After saying this, Yang Lin took the bag in his hand and walked to the corner of the street. When he arrived at the street corner with the largest flow of people, he immediately sat cross-legged on the ground. At the same time, he also opened the bag that made Reba and others extremely curious. Just at this time, the cameraman's lens also zoomed in. With just one glance, everyone at the scene and the audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Because what was contained in the bag was a Taoist robe and a KT board with writing on it. The iron mouth is cut straight, if it doesn't work, no money is needed. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 2. When Yang Lin said that he had spent all the 100 yuan of startup capital given by the director, the audience felt that it was outrageous enough. After all, other celebrities are budget conscious and wish they could break that 100 yuan into 10,000 parts to spend. Fortunately for Yang Lin, as soon as he got the money, he spent it on the back foot. Of course, none of this is important. The important thing is that the things he bought with the 100 yuan were unacceptable to netizens. What the hell, you know you can't win, so you're just showing off, right? If he just announced that he would give up recording, I would still respect him as a man. Perhaps the show team assigned him this character, using his stupidity to set off the intelligence of other stars. Yes, I don't think a normal person would think of making money like this, unless he has a good idea. 20 years ago, if he was dressed like this on the roadside, he would probably be able to defraud some money. Who is telling fortunes on the roadside now? That's right, even if it's fortune telling, no one would look for someone as young as him. Don't think that if you put on a Taoist robe, others will think you are a Taoist priest. Today's Taoist priests must have a Taoist certificate. As long as he is reported to the Taoist Association for being undocumented, someone will immediately come to deal with him. Not only the audience in the live broadcast room said they were not optimistic about Yang Lin, but also celebrities such as boss Reba Yang. I'm really convinced by this Yang Lin. What did he think? He went to set up a stall to tell fortunes. Can he make money here? He won't even have money to eat by then. That's right, he is an artist after all. Doesn't he have any special skills? By the way, what did he do before his debut? I don't know, I think I'm working as an extra in Hongdian. Forget it, leave him alone, we have to act quickly, otherwise we won't have any money for today's meal. While talking, a group of celebrities took their startup funds and went to look for ways to make money. At this time, the screen in the live broadcast room was also cut into 7 pieces, corresponding to 7 artists including Yang Lin. Each screen plays the current status of the artists in real time. Perhaps because of Yang Lin's amazing move just now, he has the smallest number of fans but has received the most attention. Although most of them are just to see his jokes. But Yang Lin doesn't care about this, because others come to this show for fame, but he is the only one who really comes to work and make money. After placing all the items needed for fortune telling in front of him, he immediately crossed his legs and shouted loudly at the men and women on the pedestrian street. Come here and do the math. It's an authentic fortune telling. You'll be satisfied with the fortune telling. If the fortune telling is inaccurate, ask for less money. If the fortune telling is accurate, you'll get double the fortune. Upon hearing his shout, many passers-by immediately looked over, but of course they just glanced at him. After all, in the eyes of many people, especially young people, fortune telling is simply a scam. If Yang Lin had white hair and a white beard, and had an immortal spirit, they might come over and ask a few questions. But not only did Yang Lin have thin skin and tender flesh, but the Taoist robe he wore looked like it was made by a certain brand. He kept shouting like this for nearly an hour, but no pedestrians came to talk to him. During this process, the audience who were originally waiting to see Yang Lin's jokes gradually lost their patience. Forget it, there's nothing interesting to see. He is destined to make no money today. That's right, if he can make money, I'll live broadcast him eating shit. We are not stupid, who would ask him to tell fortunes? Let's go see Lu Tianxian. She has already made thousands of yuan by selling her paintings. Boss Yang has also earned several hundred yuan. It seems that except for this Yang Lin, everyone else has opened. Even Xiao Yuiyu, who sells starch sausage, has made dozens of dollars. Let's go, he's just a sidekick. Soon, only a few hundred people in Yang Lin's section were still looking at him, and the remaining viewers were not optimistic about Yang Lin. But just when everyone thought that Yang Lin would lose everything today, Yang Lin, who had been shouting before, suddenly stopped. Then he saw him throwing the mineral water bottle in his hand towards the open space in front of him. The empty mineral water bottle bounced several times and landed directly at the feet of a woman in business attire. Seeing this scene, the first reaction of many netizens in the live broadcast room was that Yang Lin had no quality. But before they started spraying, the woman lowered her head and bent down to pick up the bottle on the ground. But the moment she bent over, an out-of-control drone flew over her back and hit a nearby telephone pole with a crisp sound. When the woman discovered that the drone had fallen to the ground and had completely fallen apart, she was immediately frightened and broke into a cold sweat. If she hadn't bent down just now, the drone might have hit her directly in the face. Although it is a small drone, its front end and propellers are extremely sharp. If it is hit, the injury will be minor, but it will be disfigured and hurt the eyes. And she was obviously not the only one who realized this, but the viewers in the live broadcast room also realized it. They saw the scene just now clearly than anyone else. Idiot, who is so wicked as to fly a drone in such a crowded place? It was really dangerous just now. That young lady was almost hit head-on by the drone. It would be over if it hit my face. Thanks to the high quality of the young lady, she happened to lower her head and pick up the bottle. So good people are rewarded. In that case, the bottle Yang Lin threw saved her. It's a coincidence. How could Yang Lin just know that a drone would fly over there? But I think as a public figure, it is impossible for him to throw a bottle in the middle of the road for no reason. Are you saying that Yang Lin calculated in advance that this person would be hit by a drone, so he threw a bottle at him? This is even more outrageous. Just as netizens were getting into a debate, Yang Lin, who was sitting on the street, suddenly took the initiative and shouted to the woman who was almost hit by the drone. "This layman, can you help Pandeo pass the bottle over?" Hearing Yang Lin's call, the frightened woman in business attire first glanced at the bottle in her hand, then looked at Yang Lin sitting on the street, and finally walked over with the bottle. Seeing the woman walking over, Yang Lin also showed a satisfied smile in his eyes. At the same time, a warm current emerged out of thin air in his body. Very good. My magic power has improved a lot. If I help people resolve a few disasters, I should be able to break through to the realm of real people. At this moment, Yang Lin couldn't help but think of his previous life. In his previous life, he was promoted to the real person realm at the age of 8, to the heavenly master realm at the age of 16, and became an earthly immortal when he was less than 30. At the age of 81, he successfully opened the gate of heaven and became a true immortal. It relies on the rich spiritual energy in the previous life, but there is no such thing as spiritual energy in this life. It can only rely on defying heaven and earth, seizing fortune, and practicing cause and effect into spiritual energy. While muttering in his heart, Yang Lin looked at the pink evil spirit above the woman's head. After confirming the cause of the evil spirit, he spoke again. "Builder, poor Taoist, I think you have a peach blossom on your head, and you will be plagued by disasters soon. But you and I are destined. You only need to pay Pandeo 5,000 yuan, and Pandeo can help you break the evil." As soon as the words came out, the audience in the live broadcast room was instantly in an uproar. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 3. You're crazy. Why don't you just grab 5,000 yuan? What kind of peach blossom evil, what bad evil, what kind of ghosts are these? This Yang Lin is just here to make fun of him. I can't ask for this much. If I asked the master in the temple to calculate a hexagram, he asked for 5,000. He really dared to ask for it? I can see that his fortune telling is fake and his deception is real. Little sister, don't be fooled. I know the peach blossom evil, which basically means rotten peach blossom, but I don't believe that he can break it no matter what. This young lady is not stupid. How could she be easily deceived by him? Just wait and see the show. Yang Lin will be scolded later. For a moment, there were voices of doubt in the live broadcast room. Everyone felt that Yang Lin was telling nonsense to defraud money. But at this moment, the young woman in business attire showed an interested look. Little Taoist priest, please tell me how I committed the peach blossom evil. If you are right, I will believe you. If I'm wrong, I'll have to call the Urban Management Bureau. Hearing the woman's words, Yang Lin didn't care at all. He took out a handful of melon seeds from his pocket and threw them on the cardboard in front of him. Just a casual glance showed a confident look on his face. If I guess correctly, you should be 38 this year. As soon as she finished speaking, The woman's expression changed instantly. But everyone in the live broadcast room booed. Just say that he is unreliable. How can the young lady be 38 when she is so young? That's right, I'm in my early 20s at most. I'm just making this up and I don't know how to make it up. I'm not sure about anything else. It just depends on the age of the woman. This young lady should be about 25 years old this year. If the error is 1 year, I swallowed a piece of shit. However, before the audience in the live broadcast room could finish complaining, the woman spoke with a surprised look on her face. Little Taoist priest, how do you know my true age? I have never told anyone about this. After speaking, she unconfidently took out a mirror from the bag in her hand and looked up and down. Is it because my insomnia has been too severe recently, which has caused my skin to age? No. There is no doubt that her words and actions hit everyone in the live broadcast room like a big slap in the face, and also proved that the age Yang Lin had just deduced was correct. Not a single barrage appeared in the live broadcast room for a long time. It wasn't until about half a minute later that a barrage floated out. As for the friend who just said he wanted to eat poop, I calculated for you that there are 13 poop in total. You can decide whether to pack it or eat it here. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Is this what a 38-year-old should be? I look older than her at 18. Is there a possibility that this young lady has had plastic surgery on her face and put on makeup so she can't see it? Just after this barrage appeared, Yang Lin in front of the camera also spoke. Don't worry, layman, there is nothing wrong with your facial skin, but you should have had thermage or thread sculpture done before. The woman who was holding a small mirror immediately nodded crazily after hearing these words. The little Taoist master can see this, but even the sisters in my circle can't see it. Of course, a person's appearance can be changed, but the bone appearance cannot be changed. However, Pandeo would like to advise you here. A person's appearance will affect his own luck to a great extent, so it is best not to be so careless. Change. Following Yang Lin's few words, the woman in business attire had no doubts about Yang Lin, and even everyone in the live broadcast room suddenly felt that Yang Lin really had a lot of skills. At least his ability to tell a woman's age at a glance has surpassed 99.99% of men. However, Yang Lin's next words made them suspicious again. Bushi, let's continue talking about your peach blossom evil. According to your original destiny, you will never have a chance to have a peach blossom in this life. But the east is not bright and the west is bright. Although your marriage line is almost non-existent, your wealth line is extremely long. If nothing else happens, you should be worth over 1 billion by now. It was outrageous, outrageous. The audience in the live broadcast room did not expect that Yang Lin would even dare to say such nonsense. With a net worth of 1 billion, there are only a few people in the Dragon Kingdom who can reach this level, and even if they are mostly men. What's more, with such a wealth, ordinary people have no chance to meet him. They didn't believe that the person Yang Lin found casually on the road was one of them. Editor, keep making it up, I don't believe I can get it right this time. That's right, if you have a net worth of 1 billion at the age of 38, how awesome is that? When I earn 8,000 at the age of 38, I already feel that my life has reached its peak. I am also 38, my bowel movement is smooth, and I have a promising future. It would be really unreasonable for a young lady who is so good looking to still be so good at making money. There is no doubt that no one at this moment believes what Yang Lin said. Even the program crew who were filming secretly on the side felt that Yang Lin was talking nonsense. Until a barrage appeared. Hey, isn't this Chen Lan, the vice president of our Jinghai Jiangsheng group? Why did she appear in the camera? Was it specially arranged by the program team? Vice president of Jiangsheng group? Real or fake? Holy crap, I just checked and it's true. This young lady is really the vice president of Jiangsheng group. If this is really the case, then the 1 billion Yang Lin mentioned definitely does not contain any water. Qiangsheng Group pays almost 1 billion in taxes every year. No, no, there are really good-looking people with money. I just randomly found a wealthy woman with a net worth of 1 billion on the street. Yang Lin must have investigated it in advance. Is it also a guess this time? As Yang Lin continued to calculate relevant information about women in business attire, the popularity in the live broadcast room began to rise again. After all, compared to other celebrities, Yang Lin is more interesting. However, some people still think that Yang Lin did not rely on fortune-telling. Just when everyone was in an uproar, Yang Lin continued. According to your original appearance, your wealth will be with you throughout your life. However, due to your cosmetic surgery, your face has been slightly changed, causing your wealth line to break. So the peach blossom evil appeared. If I guessed correctly, you should have had a crazy suitor recently. You appeared here just to meet him. Hearing this, Chen Lan nodded blankly. That's right, he is actually your peach blossom devil. Yang Lin pinched his fingers again as he spoke. If I'm not mistaken, he was actually sent by your company's opponent with the purpose of stealing your company's trade secrets through you. Of course, this is not the point. The point is, if you go to the appointment today, he will take the opportunity to drug you and do evil things. Then he will threaten you with your private photos, and ultimately destroy your wealth and company. Eat it all up. As soon as Yang Lin finished speaking, both Chen Lan in front of him and the audience in the live broadcast room were all stunned. If what Yang Lin said is true, then this would be too terrible. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 4. There is no doubt that what Yang Lin said just now shocked everyone. Especially Chen Lan, who was the person involved, turned pale instantly, and her eyes revealed a deep sense of disbelief. Even his body started to tremble. And her performance was undoubtedly showing the audience that what Yang Lin said was right, at least it was not a baseless guess. In an instant, the nearly 10,000 viewers in the live broadcast room exploded. No, no, can you guess this? Looking at the expression on the young lady's face, even if she didn't completely guess it, she was at least partially right. If the previous times were all coincidences, then it shouldn't be the case this time. This Yang Lin can really tell fortunes. That's not necessarily the case. The young lady appeared alone on this lover's street. There is a high probability that she is here for a date. It is not difficult to guess that someone is chasing her. As for saying that the man wants to defraud money and sex, this is completely unreasonable. An inference. That's right. You can talk about things like this that haven't happened. You kid is really intolerant. Anyway, I already believe that Yang Lin can really tell fortunes. It's strange for an artist who can tell fortunes. It's really strange. That's right, other idols can sing or dance, but this one can actually tell fortunes. Don't make a conclusion so early. Let's see what the young lady says first, in case Yang Lin just said it casually. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Li Cha is a returned doctor and works as a department director in the city hospital. How could he be a liar sent by the Shehi Group? I have also met his parents and colleagues, and I have also investigated his family's situation. In front of the fortune-telling stall, the cold and charming Lady Chen Lan murmured to herself after calming down. After hearing her words, Yang Lin showed disdain. Businessman, there are no tricks these days for swindlers, and what you see may not necessarily be true. Educational qualifications and resumes can all be fake. As for his family members and colleagues, they may all be professional actors. They take advantage of your characteristics of being single and longing for love. Perhaps while you are investigating him, he will know more about your situation. Yang Lin added another sentence as he spoke. Did you find that he and you have the same hobbies, the same eating habits, and even chase the same celebrity? Does he often run into you by chance? After hearing Yang Lin's words, Chen Lan instantly fell into deep thought. The more she thought about it, the more complicated the expression on her face became. Obviously, what Yang Lin just said was right. At this moment, the audience in the live broadcast room felt a chill running down their spines after hearing Yang Lin's words. It seems that Yang Lin is right again. This young lady really met such a person. Is there such a terrifying scam in the world? A special crew was created to deceive one person. You still underestimate human nature. I joined a liar group before. Guess what, except for me, all the members in the group are liars. They are really just a group of people who lied to me. Isn't this talking about the anchors who are currently delivering goods live? It's not just anchors. Many video makers are like this. They direct and act in various family dramas, including domestic violence, divorce, and cheating. As a result, the couple ends up living in a big villa. Those who say they don't have it probably don't know about the pig-killing plate. Not to mention defrauding money and sex, some even deceived them into becoming piglets abroad after being squeezed out of all their value. If this is really the case, this young lady is really miserable. She finally thought she had met true love, but she turned out to be a liar. I'm afraid I won't dare to look for a partner online again, for fear of being cheated. Come on, why are we ordinary people being deceived by others? Are they deceiving us about our livers that are so exhausted from staying up all night, and deceiving us about our kidneys that are so weak? No need for shrimp and pig heart. It's okay to lie to me about my feelings, but it's not okay to lie to me about my bank card balance of 8.5 yuan. As things have progressed to this point, more and more people believe in Yang Lin. The audience in the live broadcast room was like this, not to mention Chen Lan opposite Yang Lin. She opened her mouth again while feeling anxious. Little Taoist priest, you said before that you could help me break the evil spirit, but I don't know how to break it. After speaking, she took out her mobile phone again, seemingly preparing to transfer money. At this moment, Yang Lin stopped him and said, "Fathers, don't be anxious. Poor Taoists will break the evil first and then collect the money. If it doesn't succeed, you won't get a penny. If it succeeds, you will get double the fee." After hearing Yang Lin's words, some people who had previously been prejudiced against him suddenly began to admire him. The money was almost available, but he still refused it. Either he was really confident in his ability, or he had other plans. At the same time, they were also curious about how Yang Lin was going to defeat Chen Lan. He won't do it again. That shouldn't be the case. It should be a talisman given to her. This matter is caused by the change of appearance. If you want to crack it, you must change your appearance again. I think it's very possible to buy a few ornaments to change the feng shui pattern of the home to eliminate evil spirits. Eh? Yang Lin moved. His hand reached into his arms. Are you preparing to take something? A magic weapon must be a magic weapon used to break evil spirits. The talisman must be a Taoist talisman. Just when everyone was guessing, Yang Lin put his hand into his pocket and felt for a long time, but he found nothing. I almost forgot, my phone was confiscated by the program team. As soon as he patted his forehead, he looked at Chen Lan again. Bushi, I'm going to break the evil for you right now. Could you please lend me your cell phone? Upon hearing his request, both Chen Lan and the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. Mobile phone? Why does he need a mobile phone? Are the practices now keeping pace with the times and being carried out on mobile phones? Yes, we are already in the age of science and technology. How can we still use traditional magic weapons? Maybe they are all electronic Sanking. Yang Lin's talisman may be saved in the network disk. As long as it is downloaded to the mobile phone, it can break the evil spirits. The app can destroy evil spirits with one click, developed by the Dragon Kingdom Taoist Association. Wait a minute, he opened the dialing interface. He can't handle it himself, so he wants to find the elders of the sect. No, the number is wrong. Why the hell does it start with 110? That's right, under the gaze of tens of thousands of viewers in the live broadcast room, Yang Lin took Chen Yian's cell phone and dialed 110. Hey, hello, are you the police? I'm on Lovers Street right now. Someone is committing fraud here, involving a huge amount of money. You'd better come over. Yes, yes, the fraudster is suspected of carrying drugs. You will know when you come over and check. The phone was hung up after a minute, and the whole place was silent. They never expected that the method Yang Lin mentioned to break the evil was so simple and crude. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 5. In the perception of netizens, since Yang Lin had already calculated that Chen Lan fell into the pig-killing tray, he would definitely use professional methods to break the evil. For this reason, they also made many guesses, but they did not expect that Yang Lin finally chose to call the police. Immediately, the live broadcast room exploded. Taoist Yang, who has been busy for a long time, finally chose to call the police. What a shame. Sure enough, high-end calamities often use the most unpretentious methods to crack them. We charge 5,000 yuan for making a police call. This is faster than telecom fraud. Just tell me whether it has any effect, and we won't care about the process. Although the method is outrageous, if what Yang Lin just said is true, then this is really the simplest and fastest way. If that person is not a liar, wouldn't Yang Lin be suspected of making a false police report? He will be held accountable. If he is held accountable, he will not need to record the show. He will be shut down for 15 days and the show will be renamed Brother, Go to Jail. It's not impossible. Reverse draft. Whoever gets the longest sentence will make his debut. He can be sentenced or handcuffed. Wait for the police uncle to come. While netizens were discussing it, Chen Lan was also confused at this moment. She had no idea that Yang Lin would choose to call the police. At this time, Yang Lin also gave a timely answer. You don't have to doubt it, layman. This is the way Pandeo has arranged for you to break the evil spirits. We all know that if we want to say who has the most evil spirit in the world, it must be the police uncle in charge of justice. I called the police. On the one hand, I want them to come and remove the evil spirit for you. On the other hand, I also want you to see clearly that evil spirit. The true colors of people. After hearing Yang Lin's explanation, Chen Lan also showed a hint of disbelief. At the same time, in a high-end Western restaurant less than 1,000 meters away from where the two of them were, a handsome young man wearing a high-end suit and meticulously combed hair looked anxious. Why hasn't she come yet? Didn't she say she's already on her way? As he spoke, he walked aside again. When he came to a waiter, he immediately opened his mouth and asked, "Are you ready with the flowers and the diamond ring? Also, let the piano player come over and practice again. No mistakes can be made later. We have been planning for so long and we are just waiting for today." Upon hearing his inquiry, the waiter nodded immediately. "Don't worry, this time you will definitely have enough surprises. There is no woman in the world who can refuse such a romance. Even if she rejects your proposal, she will satisfy your other conditions out of guilt. By the way, the medicine you bought should be real, right?" Of course, the man in the suit smiled evilly and took out a small plastic bag from his pocket. The bag contained some unknown white powder. These are all from a beautiful country. Even a female elephant can handle them, let alone an old woman who is almost 40. But before he could finish his sentence, several uniformed police officers walked in. "We are from the anti-fraud team of the Jinghai City Criminal Investigation Detachment. We received reports from netizens that someone here is committing fraud. Please cooperate with our investigation." Hearing the words of the leading policeman, the man in the suit and everyone in the restaurant were stunned. At this time, Yang Lin, wearing Taoist robes, led Chen Lan outside the Western restaurant. Looking at the scene inside, Chen Lan looked anxious, while Yang Lin was confident. If I'm not mistaken, the one with oily hair and pink face inside is your Li Cha. I see that his upper stop is sunken, his middle stop is thin, and his lower stop is hidden. He must have been poor since he was a child. There is no way he is a turtle doctor. He will be in jail after the age of 35, and he will be released only when he is old, so this time I'm afraid the prison term will be more than 25 years. And there are 3 horizontal lines on his uterus, 1 short and 2 long, which means he has a daughter and 2 sons. It seems that he got married very early. Listening to Yang Lin's chatter, Chen Yan's face became paler. If it was true as Yang Lin said, then she was deceived miserably. The program team on the other side also relayed what Yang Lin said word for word into the live broadcast room through radio. After hearing his remarks, netizens expressed disbelief. Is it so mysterious? Yang Lin could clearly see the face of the person inside from such a distance. Although I don't know how to recognize people, when I first saw the person inside, I felt that he didn't look like a good person. Yes, 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 I feel that way too. Although I am against feudal superstition, I still have some approval for things like physiognomy, and what Brother Yang Lin said is basically the same thing. Of course, things that have been passed down by our ancestors for thousands of years cannot be defeated by a word of feudal dregs. When I was 3 years old, I fell and left a scar on my eyebrow. As a result, my father had an accident the next day. My little brother actually met me, I fell in love with him. This talent is kind of cool. Who would say no to an idol who knows how to meet someone? Then we'll see what the police officers say. Come on, let's go in and take a look. Outside the Western restaurant, Yang Lin suddenly said something to Chen Lan. After hearing his words, Chen Lan, who had been in a trance all this time, finally realized what he said. The next second she followed Yang Lin into the Western restaurant with a heavy heart. As soon as they entered the Western restaurant, they saw that the police officers who had entered before were checking several ID cards with the equipment in their hands. When the ID card of the person who called himself Li Cha was found, the device showed no response. Team leader, this ID card is fake. Hearing these words, the man in a suit with oily hair and pink face immediately panicked. Just using a fake ID is enough to make him drink a lot. But at this moment, Yang Lin, who was wearing a Taoist robe, stepped forward to make up for it. Police uncle, there seems to be a packet of white powder in his right pocket. Do you want to check it out? As soon as Yang Lin finished speaking, everyone present looked at the man in the suit's right pocket. When everyone saw him like this, the man in the suit almost cried. The words white powder are too sensitive in the Dragon Kingdom. As if to protect himself, he immediately took out the bag of powder from his pocket. Uncle policeman, believe me, this is not a drug. I don't have the courage. This is just a pack of aphrodisiacs. I don't have FD or XD, really. And I can only think of it as a premeditated plan, but I haven't had time to implement it yet. As soon as he finished speaking, the eyes of the police uncles became strange. This was the first time they had seen someone expose himself so quickly. Of course, it's not just these police uncles who have such thoughts at this moment. Netizens in the live broadcast room don't know how to describe their mood at this moment. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 6. Before the police uncle arrived, netizens still had the last glimmer of doubt. Even if the man in the suit is not a serious person, he is not harboring evil intentions as Yang Lin said before. After all, if Yang Lin even counted these, it would be too outrageous. But when the man in the suit took out the bag of white powder and revealed that it was an aphrodisiac, everything suddenly became clear. There is no doubt that any serious person would bring a pack of aphrodisiacs with him on a date. It's amazing. It's exactly the same as what Yang Lin calculated before. This person is really a scumbag. If Yang Lin hadn't calculated it in advance, the young lady would have been tricked by now. I'm convinced. I'm completely convinced. There are actually people in the world who can predict the future. Whether Yang Lin is a real Taoist priest or not, at least his unique skills are real. This incident tells us that all traditional skills cannot be classified as feudal superstition. That's right. We can't easily deny areas we don't understand. Is it possible that the so-called fortune-telling and fortune-telling actually have a certain scientific basis? They are just another way of applying science. It's just like mathematics. There is a saying that as long as the computing power is powerful enough, the computer can calculate what will happen in the future in advance. I remember watching a movie in which a mathematical genius used divination to solve problems. It cannot be said that the end of science is metaphysics, but at least part of it is connected. I can't say as much about you, I can only say that you are awesome. Does this Yang Lin have a social account or something? Follow him and I will become an old fan of his. I will have the opportunity to ask him to tell me my fortune. You know how to do it for free. At this point, the audience's perception of Yang Lin in the live broadcast room has undergone a 180-degree reversal. Before, they thought that Yang Lin was playing tricks and cheating. But after his predictions were verified one after another, these doubts immediately disappeared without a trace. At the same time, the number of fans of Yang Lin's social accounts on major platforms has also experienced a small increase. Although the increase is not large, it has also transformed him from a small transparent person in the entertainment industry with only a few thousand fans to a small transparent person with tens of thousands of fans. On the other hand, the program crew was also dumbfounded by Yang Lin's series of operations. In the office of the Come On Workers program team, Yao Lei, the chief planner of the program, immediately fell into deep thought after watching the entire process of Yang Lin's fortune-telling. After a long time, he turned his attention to the assistant beside him. "Where did you find this person? What is his identity?" Upon hearing his question, Li Shui, the planning assistant on the side, immediately took out Yang Lin's information. "Mr. Yao, didn't you ask us to find a transparent person in the circle to highlight those big names? I just randomly picked one from those resumes. I took a look at this person's resume. It seems that he did work in a Taoist temple in his early years. Later he went to Hongdian and worked as a group performer for a few years. Then he participated in some internet dramas. He was never so outrageous before." Speaking of this, Li Shui seemed worried that Yao Lei would be dissatisfied, and quickly added, "Mr. Yao, if you are worried that he will affect the performance of the program, I will replace him after today's recording." But as soon as she finished speaking, Yao Lei shook his head. "Replace him? Why should I change him? I think his character is very good and his gimmicks are very good. I don't care whether his role is big or small, as long as he can bring traffic to the program, we will use him. In this case, you should quickly ask the people from the publicity department to edit a video of his live broadcast, and then make a new publicity poster and move it from the side to the middle." Hearing Yao Lei's opinion, Li Shui's face suddenly showed a look of embarrassment. "Mr. Yao, you can edit the video, but it's a bit inappropriate to adjust the position of the poster. If you swap anyone's position with Yang Lin, their fans will have objections, and they might get angry. A fight? Isn't that right? Why do we do variety shows? It's for traffic. The more aggressive the fans are, the better," Yao Lei said with an indifferent expression. "Let's do it now. While the heat is still there, let's set up Yang Lin, the little celestial master. It would be better if he can be slapped in the face later. As the two discussed, a video about Yang Lin soon appeared on the official homepage of Come On. The video recorded the whole process of him telling Chen Ian's fortune and some highlights. In addition, the previous promotional poster has also been replaced with a new poster. The original poster showed Yang Lin standing alone in the corner. In the new poster, Yang Lin has been moved slightly to the middle, while Hua Chenyu has been moved to Yang Lin's previous position. As soon as the video and promotional posters came out, they immediately aroused heated discussions among a large number of netizens. In particular, the video of Yang Lin telling Chen Ian's fortune instantly received nearly 1 million views. Really or not, are today's variety shows so fancy? Just let the artists work part-time. Why is there an artist setting up a stall to tell fortunes? It's too exaggerated. He was able to calculate the age and net worth of the young lady, and also calculated that the young lady was in trouble. The most important thing is that he calculated all these correctly. Laughing and pissing, let him crack it, and he actually called the police. Is this considered a cracking method? What a unique artist. Others are good at singing and dancing, but he is better at telling fortunes and falling in love with one first. Is it a Taoist priest who became an idol, or an idol who became a Taoist priest? If all this is true, then this guy should really have something, but why do I feel like it was staged in a script? It's not a script. I was in the live broadcast room at the time. These all really happened. If it were a script, there would be no police uncle appearing. That's right, that young lady is really from our Jinghai side, and her net worth is even less than 1 billion. How capable is the show team to invite her to act together? Even if it's a script, the program team wouldn't spend so much energy praising such a transparent person. This is the first time I have seen such an interesting variety show. It is updated quickly. I love watching it. It is best to be broadcast live 24 hours a day. There is no doubt that Yang Lin's unique personality has attracted a large number of netizens invisibly, so that several other artists who are also working seem to be normal. However, because they have a huge fan base, the attention focused on Yang Lin in a short period of time will still be far less than that of other artists. And just as Yang Lin's popularity was rising, he unknowingly offended a huge group of people. It's just that Yang Lin himself doesn't know about all this. At the moment, he is busy collecting his remuneration. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 7. The pig-killing plate scam was discovered, and Li Cha and other criminals were all taken away by the police. As the victim and the person who called the police, Yang Lin was also taken to the police station for investigation. After asking everything clearly, Yang Lin and Chen Lan were released. As soon as he walked out of the police station gate, Yang Lin showed a smile. Householder, Chen Jui, according to the previous agreement, if my calculation is accurate, you will have to pay double. So now you have to pay me 10,000 yuan. Chen Lan, who was still in an extremely sad state, was stunned for a moment after hearing what he said, and then she took out her mobile phone from her bag. Obviously she was going to pay Yang Lin by scanning the QR code. Bushi, I don't have a mobile phone. Why don't you go get some cash for me? After saying this, Yang Lin looked at her awkwardly. He originally thought that Chen Lan would immediately call someone to send her cash. After all, she was a wealthy person no matter what. But what he didn't expect was that Chen Lan did not call someone to send money, but turned around and walked towards a business hall not far from the police station. When she came out again, she already had a brand new fruit phone in her hand. Little Taoist priest, I really don't know how to thank you for this incident. I wanted to give you a little more money but was afraid that you would be unhappy, so I took it upon myself to buy you a mobile phone. The phone card has been issued for you, and my phone number is also left on it. If you need anything in the future, feel free to call me. After saying that, Chen Lan took the phone and started operating it again. After a while, she transferred the 10,000 yuan to the account of the new phone. After everything was settled, she handed the phone to Yang Lin and left in a hurry. Yang Lin didn't react until her back disappeared. What a mistake. Why didn't I know to ask for more? I only made 10,000 yuan from this business. I'll work hard next time. After saying that, he put his new mobile phone worth more than 10,000 yuan into his pocket, turned around and walked towards the program crew who were filming secretly. The scene that just happened was completely recorded by the camera and presented in the live broadcast room. Crazy, crazy, I actually had the illusion that making money is so easy. Didn't we agree to let celebrities and artists realize how difficult it is for ordinary people to make money? This Yang Lin has earned 10,000 yuan in a short time, and he also has the latest fruit phone. Nana, in order to make money, I made 30 kilograms of tofu and sold it outside today, but I didn't sell a kilogram. I have to go home and make it all into tofu. If I can't sell it tomorrow, I will have to make it. It's become stinky tofu. Me too, I approved 100 kilograms of starch sausage online. Now I conservatively estimate that I have gained 40 kilograms by myself. Forget it, I haven't sold even a tenth of the cockroach medicine I bought online. Yours is still edible, but mine has to be expired. Then the question is cockroach poison no longer poisonous after it expires, or is it more poisonous? It's really hard to eat shit and make money. I still have to get scolded for making 3,000 yuan a month. But Yang Lin is better off, just sitting down and making money. That fruit phone costs more than 10,000 yuan, which means he earned 20,000 yuan in less than one afternoon. The fairy sister who earns the most now only earns more than 1,000 yuan. He really dared to say only 10,000. There is no doubt that what Yang Lin just said has deeply touched the hearts of every worker in the live broadcast room. At this time, Yang Lin himself walked up to the program staff. Director, I'll just record my part here today. I'm off work. Hearing Yang Lin's words, the on-site director in charge of his group was stunned. I looked at the watch on my hand to confirm that the time was only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and my eyes were full of doubts. But it's only 4 o'clock. Why don't we record for another 2 hours? No, you forgot that we gathered at 7 o'clock in the morning. Except for an hour's break for lunch, we already have 8 hours. So it makes sense for me to get off work now, right? After saying this seriously, Yang Lin quietly waited for the on-site director's response, completely unaware of the messy expressions of other staff members. Wait a minute, let me ask for permission. After being stunned for a long time, the on-site director picked up the phone and called. He didn't respond until the call was over. That's right, because our commitment to the audience is to live broadcast 24 hours a day, so you can get off work, but our filming must continue. That's it, that's fine too. Yang Lin nodded. Then Teacher Yang, should we go back to the rental house arranged by the program team for you? The on-site director asked in a consulting tone. Hearing his question, Yang Lin immediately remembered the dilapidated rental house rented by the program crew that he had seen in the morning. Probably in order to be closer to today's migrant workers, and to prevent netizens from complaining, the environment of the rental house is also difficult to describe, and there is nothing except basic facilities. If you don't have money, living there is naturally the best choice, but now that you have money, Yang Lin naturally doesn't want to go there. Thinking of this, Yang Lin immediately took out his mobile phone and opened a hotel booking app. A star hotel reservation was made in less than 5 minutes. Seeing his actions, both the staff on site and the netizens in the live broadcast room were all stunned. What the hell, even though he got off work so early, he actually booked a hotel. Is he really here to work? That's right, if you can spend a few hundred yuan a night in a hotel, why do you still have to work? It's not well known, but the quality of life is not bad at all. I guess Boss Yang and the others may not be willing to stay in a hotel. The person who complained earlier is sick, right? I earn 20,000 yuan in half a day. Is there anything wrong with staying in a star hotel? Is it true that workers must live in rented houses for the rest of their lives? That is, if I could earn 10,000 a day, I would live a more luxurious life than him. Is there a possibility that Yang Lin's reaction is the most authentic reaction of a migrant worker? After all, in our current living situation, how old we can live depends on fate. When a person dies, the money is not spent. What a pity. It's time for the province to support Yang Lin. Maybe even Yang Lin himself didn't expect that just booking a hotel could cause such a big controversy. In fact, he not only booked a hotel, but also ordered a luxurious takeaway. After he checked in at the hotel, the rider also delivered his share of luxury takeout worth thousands to his room. At the same time, several other groups of artists also started to have dinner after being busy for most of the day. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 8. Time passed little by little, and it was 5:30 in the afternoon. Several celebrities and artists who had a busy day also started their rare rest time invariably. At the entrance of the park on the corner of Lovers Street, Xiao Yuiyu, who had been selling barbecued sausages all day, was already hungry. Almost immediately, he ran to the elder sister next door and bought a fresh meat pot helmet for 7 yuan. After finishing the work, he looked at the snack cart selling braised pork trotters nearby. Looking at the fragrant braised pig's trotters on the cart, he first took a deep breath, and then bit on the pot helmet. It's so fragrant. It's much better than starch sausage. Although he really wanted to buy a braised pig's trotter to taste it, he still hadn't earned 100 yuan at the end of the day, and his financial strength simply didn't allow him to eat anything too expensive. While nibbling on the crispy pot helmet, Xiao Yuiyu said to the staff on the side, "You guys check out the stalls for me. I'll go to Boss Yang and his friends to see if I can get any food. They should earn more than me." After saying that, he took the pot helmet and started looking for other people on Lovers Street. It didn't take long for him to find Hua Chanayu, who was playing and singing on the street. At this moment, Hua Chanayu has taken off his usual exaggerated makeup, and coupled with his ordinary clothes, he looks like a boy next door. Even among the crowds coming and going, no one recognized him, and the same was true for Kun Kun next to him. Xiao Yuiyu thought that the two of them should be able to earn a lot, but when he came over, he discovered that one of them was eating fried rice and the other was eating steamed buns. "What's the situation? What's the situation? Shouldn't you two be earning a lot now? Why are you eating this?" Hua Chanayu, who was eating fried rice, raised his head when he heard Xiao Yuiyu's familiar voice. "Who said we earn a lot? I only earn 50 yuan now. Kunkan only earned less than 30. Ah! Is it so miserable?" Xiao Yuiyu's face suddenly showed a look of disbelief when he heard that the two men did not earn as much as he did. "Forget it, this broken guitar is too difficult to play, and I can't play to my level at all. Besides, people here in Jinghai don't seem to be interested in art. When I save 2 more days, I'll go to the musical instrument store and buy a good one." As he said this, Hua Chanayu looked at the guitar next to him with a look of disgust. At this time, Kun Kun also complained. "I also feel that the people in Jinghai are not very interested in art. I danced there all afternoon and I didn't see many people giving me money. How about I go set up a food stall tomorrow? I think they can sell hundreds of marshmallows a day." As he spoke, he took a hard bite of the vegetable bun in his hand. He was not willing to use the money to buy other food since he earned less than 30 yuan a day. Seeing the miserable appearance of the two of them, Xiao Yuiyu, who had previously thought of having a meal, immediately gave up his thoughts and turned to the two of them and said, "Would you like to try my grilled sausage?" After hearing Xiao Yuiyu's words, The two of them nodded immediately. Before, they would have scorned street food like starch sausage, but now they are so hungry that they have no right to be picky about their food. But just when the two of them thought that Xiao Yuyu would give them each one, Xiao Yuyu said with a mean smile. $2 apiece, do you give me the money, or do I get it myself? As he spoke, he looked at the paper box on the ground that was used to hold money. This move naturally triggered a chase between the two. For this reason, the audience in the three-person live broadcast room was also talking a lot. It's so funny. Xiao Yuyu is indeed the most funny person everywhere. I didn't expect that Xiao Yuyu made the most among the three of them today. Our Huahua is pretty good too, right? It's the guitar that limits his performance, otherwise he could easily earn thousands of dollars a day. Our family, Pigeon, is the worst off. Those passers-by are really unqualified. Pigeon performs so hard, but they don't even pay her. It's funny when I think about it. I can earn tens of millions from a concert, but I can't even earn dozens of yuan a day in Jinghai. Do the people in Jinghai have artistic talent? Is it possible that people in Jinghai have no money and their spending power is low? What the hell, you can even say such things. After all, we in Jinghai are also the new front line along the coast. Will we have no money? It's just that some people don't want to admit it. When celebrities take off their celebrity halo, there are still a few who will buy it. Perhaps their abilities are indeed stronger than many people, but without the blessing of the halo, they are not even a little bit worse. What do you mean by this? Are you saying that our pigeons have no strength? Just a passerby, don't get me wrong, I just want to say that it's not easy for everyone to make money now, and it hasn't risen to the level of an individual. This is only the first day. Once they get used to it, they will definitely make more money. Yang Lin next door earns 20,000 yuan a day, so I still have to look at people. Who is Yang Lin? That 18th line. And just when the three of them were so poor that they were eating steamed buns and fried rice on the street, the Lu Tianxian trio on the other side gathered at a roadside skewers shop. Compared to Xiao Yuyu and the others, the three of them earned slightly more, so they ruthlessly scraped together some money to eat skewers on the street. It was obviously an extremely ordinary vegetarian dish, but Lu Tianxian tasted it with the most delicious taste in the world. Boss Yang and Reba on the side also masturbated skewers regardless of their image. This yuba is delicious. This broccoli is not bad either. The chicken skewers just now were delicious. Would you like another one? Forget it, it's only a dozen yuan per serving. Save a little in case you don't make as much money tomorrow as you did today. That's what the boss said. And this scene was naturally presented in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers in the live broadcast room. The live broadcast room exploded instantly. I love it. It turns out that the fairy sister likes to eat at roadside stalls as much as we do. It's really down to earth and people friendly. Sure enough, there's a reason why the three of them have been popular for so long. I feel a bit like a working man. Sometimes when I don't want to cook after get off work, I go to the roadside and order some skewers. Is there a possibility that they are not close to the people, but they don't make much money? Yes, I think Yang Lin next door has already had a barbecue feast. I just came from Yang Lin. It turns out that several other celebrities are living such miserable lives. It's just that I thought everyone had a feast like Yang Lin. I just saw Yang Lin in Kunkan's live broadcast room. He can't earn more than Lu Tianxian and the others. I won't go into details because I'm afraid of being criticized. You can go to his live broadcast room and watch it yourself. I guess I'm still eating it now. After people mentioned Yang Lin one after another in the live broadcast room, some fans of other celebrities finally couldn't help but jump to Yang Lin's live broadcast room. And when they entered Yang Lin's live broadcast room, they were immediately confused by the picture they saw in front of them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q in Love is. Chapter 9. When they opened Yang Lin's live broadcast room, the first thing they saw was a huge dining table. The dining table was filled with all kinds of food, including barbecue, fried skewers, lamb ribs, fruits, desserts, and even a bottle of champagne. When they first saw these foods, netizens thought they had accidentally broken into a live broadcast room of a food show. It wasn't until they confirmed again and saw Yang Lin's familiar yet unfamiliar face that they realized that this was really the live broadcast room for the workers. You're right, Yang Lin had such a good dinner, and it seems to be in a hotel. This is not only good, it is simply good. My family's New Year's Eve meal is not as sumptuous as his. How can any migrant worker eat like this? My mouth is watering when I see it. Suddenly I felt that the spicy hot pot in front of me was no longer fragrant. Sure enough, people are so irritating. Xiao Yuiyu and the others are still eating steamed buns, while Yang Lin has already had a feast. Is he here to experience the life of a migrant worker, or is he here to make the migrant workers envious and jealous? Earn 10,000 yuan and spend 1,000 yuan. To be honest, it's not much. It's just like we earn 100 yuan a day and spend 10 yuan. He just got lucky today and met a wealthy man. I don't believe he will be so lucky every day for the next 3 months. That's right, who would spend thousands of dollars to tell their own fortune? He was crying later. If you order so much, aren't you afraid of wasting it? You can't be so troublesome even if you have money. Just as netizens were sighing, Yang Lin, who was chewing on his big elbow, suddenly said hello to the staff on the side. Brothers, don't just stand around. Come and eat together. I specially ordered some for you. Otherwise, how can I finish the meal by myself? Upon hearing his words, the program staff who were filming in the room were stunned. They had filmed many celebrity variety shows before, but this was the first time that a celebrity invited them to have dinner together. Can we? The on-site director asked with some uncertainty. Of course. Set up the machine there and you guys can come together. It's been a tiring day. By the way, why don't you take a shower here after you finish eating? The room payment has been paid anyway. Listening to the conversation between Yang Lin and the show crew, netizens were once again in an uproar. Really, I cried to death. Just because of this, I decided to become a fan of him. If you treat the staff so well, your character must not be bad on weekdays. I was wondering before why he ordered so many by himself. It turns out that the staff also prepared some. The staff who filmed Yang Lin were also very lucky. They could film in the hotel, and they could also eat and drink with Yang Lin. The other groups are probably eating their lunch boxes. In fact, as netizens said, while Yang Lin and his crew were eating and drinking in the hotel, the other crews finally had their meal time. Although all the meals were specially ordered by the program team from large hotels, including meat, vegetables, and soup, when they saw the current situation of Yang Lin's group on their mobile phones, they immediately felt that the food in their hands was not so fragrant. Looking at the lunch boxes in their hands and what the others in Yang Lin's room were eating at the same time, they began to regret inexplicably. At that time, when the chief planner assigned tasks, they were not willing to follow Yang Lin's group. After all, compared to several other artists, Yang Lin's status is too small. Following big names like Boss Yang or Reba, you can get some benefits out of nowhere. For example, when they cooperated with a certain first-line celebrity before, the celebrity spent tens of thousands to treat all of them to a feast. Of course, the regret was only temporary, and soon these people began to comfort themselves. It's okay, it's okay. Li Qing's group only has one meal. That Yang Lin, I don't believe he can eat well every day. That's right, our boss Yang here is already taking off. He might start making a lot of money soon, and we will definitely benefit from it. Isn't it just a meal? I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry at all. As he spoke, the man took a few big mouthfuls of rice, and then swallowed the vegetables in the bowl. Just when everyone was doing their homework, the Xiaoyuya trio also ushered in a turning point. Perhaps it's time to get off work, and the flow of people in the pedestrian street has increased. Their respective businesses are much better than during the day. So much so that they were busy from after dinner until nearly 10 o'clock in the evening. After they finished their business for the day, the program team officials also announced the daily income of the 7 artists on their various social platform accounts. Top 1, Yang Lin, cumulative income of 10,000 yuan. Top 2, Boss Yang, with a cumulative income of 1,500 yuan. Top 3, Lu Tianxian, cumulative income of 1,200 yuan. Top 4, Hua Chenaiu, with a cumulative income of 800 yuan. Top 5, Reba, cumulative income of 450 yuan. Top 6, Xiaoyuyu, with a cumulative income of 308 yuan. Top 7, Kunkin, with a cumulative income of 180 yuan. Among them, the one with the fastest increase is Hua Chenaiu. During the day, his income is less than 100 yuan, but at night it rises to 800 yuan. Of course, this does not mean that there are more people praising him at night, but that he met someone who drank too much during his performance at night and smashed his guitar on the spot. Then, with the coordination of the police uncle, the man lost hundreds of dollars. If not, the trio would finish directly at the bottom. But even if the sales of the other 6 people increased significantly at night, it was still not worth a single business from Yang Lin. Let alone them individually, even if the 6 of them combined are not as many as Yang Lin alone. When this data was announced, netizens were instantly in an uproar. Is the purpose of this program definitely to encourage us workers to find flexible employment? Is it not to discourage us? Are you sure you're not cheating? I earn more by setting up a stall outside than when I go to work in one day. I sell starch sausages at a stall for more than 300 yuan a day, and I still have to work a damn job. Facts prove that celebrities are also ordinary people, and they only earn a few hundred a day after losing their halo. I think we can all learn from the money-making models of other celebrities except the one who ranks first. Indeed, Yang Lin's earning 10,000 a day is too extreme. Others are very real. Tomorrow I will go find my Gaobi boss to resign and then set up a stall. Sure enough, Boss Yang is still capable. With only 100 yuan as principal, he can earn 1,500 a day. It's a pity that a bug like Yang Lin's happened. Why are you so anxious? It's only the first day. Boss Yang and the others will definitely overtake Yang Lin in the future. I can't learn from anything else. I decided to learn from Hua. I bought a guitar and waited for my big brother on the roadside. If my big brother hits me, I will lie down. This show is still somewhat interesting. After the data is released, everyone has their own interpretation. Some people are disdainful, while others have begun to learn from it. At the same time, Boss Yang and others who had just gotten off work had to face a very serious problem. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 10. Celebrities are also human beings, and they also need to rest after work. According to the arrangements of the program team, during the recording period of the variety show, all artists will either live in rental houses arranged by the program team, or they will spend their own money to rent a house or stay in a hotel. Of course, the premise is that the money for renting a house or staying in a hotel must be earned during the variety show. Only in this way can we get closer to the life of migrant workers. However, when Boss Yang and several others actually moved into the private house rented by the program crew, they were immediately shocked by the harsh environment inside. In a small house of less than 8 square meters, there is no furniture except a bed and a table. The lights are dim and the walls are moldy. From time to time, Xiaoqiang can be seen passing by. They can tolerate Xiao Yuyu and the other three male artists, and they seem to have no other choice but to live here. But for Boss Yang and other three female celebrities, this environment is a bit unacceptable. Sister Me, why don't the three of us pool some money and rent a room outside tonight? There is an unpleasant smell here. In the room, Reba covered her nose and said. The black ground over there couldn't be rat droppings, right? There are rats in this room. Can people really live here? Lu Tianxian also frowned and said. Although she has traveled to many places with the crew over the years, a nanny van follows her wherever she goes. When has she ever lived in such a harsh environment? After hearing the two people's complaints, the oldest Boss Yang did not follow their words. He first glanced at the cameraman following behind him, and then whispered. Don't say things like this casually in the future. We participate in this variety show this time to take the lead for the whole people. Ordinary migrant workers live in such an environment. A sister in the industry once made a short video to let the delivery boy live in a mansion, but she was criticized miserably. What we have to do is try to be as grounded as possible. I've checked, and there's basically nothing wrong with these rooms. The show crew shouldn't let rats run in. We'd better save some money before our income stabilizes. After some persuasion from Boss Yang, Reba and Lu Tianxian could only accept the current situation. However, when they put their luggage in the room and prepared to take a shower, a bigger problem came. Why is there no separate bathroom? Why is it a public bathroom? Forget it about the public bathroom, why is there still air leakage next to it? Why is the water output of this shower head so small? Can it really be washed? Wow, I miss the big bathtub at home so much. I can make do with Sister Me's room, but I really can't make do with taking a bath. Outside the public bathroom, Reba and Lu Tianxian, who had already changed into pajamas, complained at the same time. In fact, this time not only them, but also Boss Yang looked helplessly at the public bathroom in front of him. It happened that at this time, Xiao Yuyu walked out of the innermost shower room shirtless. Several people on the spot started screaming. After finally calming down, Boss Yang finally made a decision. The three of us can go to the hotel next door and get an hourly room together. We can take turns taking a shower. It shouldn't cost much. Upon hearing Boss Yang's suggestion, Lu Tianxian immediately nodded like a chicken pecking at rice. But at this moment, Reba beside her suddenly opened her mouth. I think we can take a nice shower without spending this money. Huh? What do you mean? I heard from the staff that Yang Lin seems to have opened a suite in a hotel next to us. We can go to his place to take a shower. Won't we save money? As she spoke, Reba's face showed a hint of pride, as if she was waiting for the other two to praise her as a money-saving genius. Well, that's not good, we don't know him very well, Lu Tianxian said hesitantly. It doesn't matter. I just spoke to him this morning, and I heard from the staff that he is easy to get along with and very easygoing. Reba quickly added. After saying that, he couldn't help but go to the staff next to him and ask for Yang Lin's room number. Come on, let's go as soon as possible, otherwise we will be late and others will be asleep. Before Boss Yang and the two could react, the impatient Reba took a change of clothes and hurriedly led the two of them towards the hotel nearby. After a while, the three of them arrived at the door of Yang Lin's room. Fortunately, the program team did not continue filming at this time. If they were still following the filming at this time and broadcast live the incident of the three people arriving in front of Yang Lin's room in the middle of the night, then I'm afraid there would be a big earthquake on the entire network tomorrow. I'll knock on the door. After confirming that the room number was correct, Reba immediately knocked on the door. Not long after the door was knocked, Yang Lin, wearing a nightgown, opened the door. It seemed that he had just taken a shower, and there was still moisture in his hair. Although he was wearing a nightgown, his slender and muscular body was not blocked at all. The deep V at the neckline of his pajamas exposed his strong chest muscles. Even Reba, who thought she was a social cow, couldn't help but blush after seeing the scene and was speechless for a while. But it was obviously not just Reba who was stunned, Yang Lin himself was also stunned. He really didn't expect that the people knocking on his door would be Boss Yang and the three of them. This feeling was a bit like a dream. After reaching out and pinching his arm to make sure he didn't have any strange dreams, he asked, What's the matter?" After asking, I saw the toiletries in the hands of the three people and reacted immediately. "You're here to take a shower too, right? Come in, I've already finished taking a shower, and it's a suite inside. You can take a shower in it without worries." As he said that, he took the initiative to step aside. When Boss Yang and the other three saw this, they couldn't say anything more. They took their things and trotted all the way into a suite inside the room. Yang Lin himself sat cross-legged on the sofa in the living room outside the suite, and made a gesture with his hands. Not long after, a cloud of mist began to appear above his head. He didn't know if it was water vapor or something else. At this moment, he felt that everything outside had nothing to do with him, and his consciousness entered a strange space. There are stars in the universe and everything in the world. Every time he visualizes it, a special energy will be generated inside his body. Although it is thin, it is real. At the same time, there were bursts of water sounds coming from the bathroom in the suite, but Yang Lin couldn't hear it at all. I don't know how long it took for the three of them to finally take a shower one after another. When the three people walked out of the room after taking a shower, they were immediately attracted by Yang Lin's state, and unconsciously took a few more glances. And at this moment, Yang Lin, who had been contemplating with his eyes closed before, suddenly opened his eyes.